video, we unboxed this product from Cobb. We picked it up from Panda Motorworks. I have them linked down below if you need parts for your car. But this is going to smoothen out the power for this Mazda Speed 3. And when you start upping the boost, the stock boost controller can start getting a little bit wonky. This is going to make your car run a lot smoother. So this is a great product, even if you have a stock turbo or an upgraded turbo. If you have an upgraded turbo, you're going to absolutely need this. Let's take a look inside our Cobb 3-port boost controller box. When we open it up, we've got all of the hose we might need. We've got some mini zip ties, some plugs. We've got our bolt to mount it. And then in here, I already had to take a look at it to make sure we could make it work. And here's our 3-port boost controller. As you can see, there's a 1-port, 2-port, 3-port, and then we have our connection here. Now, we are going to be plugging one of these and only using 2. We're going to use it in a 2-port style. So this is a nice little unit right here. Kind of a expensive piece for what it is, but it plays a very important part in the car and what it does. So here's our factory boost controller. 2-port. So we've got this nipple broke that was going to the intake. And then this nipple right here went to the wastegate on the turbo. So you can see where the threaded part is. That is where our new boost controller is going to be mounted. Using a bolt though. Boost controller is pretty awkward to film, but we have everything kind of taken apart. This is the top of the turbo that connects to the top mount intercooler. And then when you look there, that hole is where the bolt is that holds the stock boost controller on. Now we can mount our aftermarket one there. It's about where my finger's at right now.
Get it out. I'm gonna put a little Loctite on it. We don't want that vibrating loose.
The boost controller has a threaded nut on it, and then you set it down, and then Randall puts this bolt with some Loctite, why not, from the bottom, and it'll hold it on to the mounting plate. You can see the boost controller right there now, and then Randall plugged in the wire as well. Ooh. Do you want to just use that hose?
No. I want to run a new one. There we go.
So that nipple on the wastegate, Randall just pulled the hose off that, and then we'll run a new hose simply to the boost controller. Supplied hose from Cobb's kit. Randall took it and matched the length of the stock one for the wastegate actuator. Protects it from heat or wear. Rubbing protection.
More so rubbing. It's just a bigger rubber hose, but yeah, more so for rubbing.
Let's call it that. Randall's running the remainder of the hose that was in the Cobb kit because we're actually on the same day we're installing the intake. Ran into a bunch of broken problems, so we're installing a couple different things in the same day. So we're gonna leave this hose here, install the intake, run a perfect amount of line to it, which that piece is right there, and then we can cut it and get the rest of this put back together. Yeah, you can slide that in now.
Before we get too far on this. So with T-bolt clamps, especially on exhaust clamps, these like to seize up. Being that this is an intake, it's not going to be experiencing a lot of heat. We probably won't run into the seizing issue, but just for safe measures, I'm going to put a little bit of anti-seize on it anyways.
Extra hose from the boost controller goes straight to this on the intake. Randall's gonna go ahead and cut it to length.
That'll be good right there.
This hose on top from port number 3 is running right here to our intake. Then this hose right here on the wire side goes to the wastegate. Now, right there is the 3rd port with a plug on it. That is how you hook it up with a internal wastegate setup, 2-port setup. If you have an aftermarket turbo, you're gonna use all 3. If you enjoyed that boost controller install, something simple but super necessary, go over to Panda Motorworks down in the description. Go grab some parts for your car. They're experts in the sport compact field. They have a ton of parts for Subarus, Focus ST, Fiesta ST, etc. And then also, if you want to see this video of us installing an intake on this car that makes a lot of turbo noises, go ahead and click this video. We'll see you over there. Go check out the install. Stay up to date with this series. We appreciate you. I'll see you over here.